Isn't what happened in the WNBA unbelievable? Everyone is going crazy after the Indiana Fever pulled off the biggest theft of the century by stealing Stephanie White from the Connecticut Sun. But this is where things start to get interesting. The Sun players are completely losing it. The Fever has Alyssa Thomas on a warpath. Caitlin Clark is leading the assault, and they are now appearing to be championship candidates. How did this occur? What does it signify for the upcoming season? Let us dissect it.
Things are not looking good for the team that played what I called puke ball. The Sun, the Connecticut Sun.
Let's set the scene. Following an amazing season, the Sun was riding high. Everything is collapsing more quickly than you can say buzzer beater, even though they were the team that defeated the ones that everyone was watching. However, it's clear that they're in trouble because the coach has joined the Indiana Fever. This is where things become crazy because the coach went to the opposition, which is bad for them. One of the Suns' top players, Alyssa Thomas, is enraged. Her coach is leaving to join the Indiana Fever, a team she has long considered to be among the most hateful in the world. She has gone to Twitter to vent her feelings of betrayal by posting tweets as if it were the 4th of July. Can you picture your coach packing her bags to leave for Indiana one day as you're all set to make another run for the championship? Dijon tweeted about how much she disliked Fever fans because of you. Thomas Alyssa. Declaring in public how much she detested Fever fans, how much she detested the Fever fans and everything, and now your head coach has a fever, all of a sudden you wouldn't be overly thrilled about that, but if I were them, I wouldn't be either. However, Thomas isn't the only one who's losing it. Fans are going crazy over the team's future since we have players threatening to jump ship. It's hanging on by a thread that's not as strong as a tattered shoelace. The management of the Sun is frantically attempting to determine how to prevent this team from disintegrating entirely like the wnba did. The possibility exists that Alyssa Thomas and wnba will both attend the Phoenix Mercury as if that were a real pop sensation. Another possibility that many people believe will occur is that wnba will return to Phoenix and Alyssa Thomas will accompany her there. You may be wondering why everyone is so alarmed. In the end, it all boils down to Stephanie White. She was more than simply their coach. She served as the team's unifying factor, and now that she's gone, the Suns organization is left with a Stephanie White-shaped void. In any case, the team can't lose, they can't fail, and the worst thing is that, in comparison to WNBA teams, they are falling further and further behind. When the Sun players learned that Coach White was leaving, how did they respond? It wasn't pretty, let me tell you that. We're discussing shock, rage, and a great deal of uncertainty. Thomas was unreserved in his tweets, making it apparent she was stabbed in the back, yet she is not by herself. The squad as a whole is in shock, feeling as though something unexpected has just happened. I know what you're thinking. It can't be that horrible. Incorrect. The Sun don't even have a first-round pick in the forthcoming draft, which makes the situation considerably worse than you may think. Now, how are they going to rebuild? Attempting to bake a cake without any ingredients is similar to that. The Sun are in a bad spot because they gave their pick, so you can't truly tank them. They probably don't provide their pick to. The supporters in Chicago are equally as furious as the players, and one fan expressed how ashamed they are, wanting to hide behind a bush. Can you see Connecticut fans jumping into bushes to get away from the humiliation of their team's current situation? Additionally, the team is in a terrible situation. And once more, this is what I would be right now if I were a Connecticut Sun supporter who celebrated that Indiana Fever playoff series victory like it was the greatest thing ever. To ensure no one could see me, if I was close to a bush, I would duck back into it. Here's the kicker, though. The Sun are facing the possibility of a mass departure, so it's not just about losing a coach. We're discussing important players like wnba maybe leaving. It's similar to witnessing a championship puzzle disassemble piece by piece, followed by they will be the 6th seed in 2026 with a subpar pick, a team that includes Dijon and all of the free agents, unless, of course, with their one like real. This year, he was only selected in the first round. What will happen to the Sun next? Their management is discussing rebuilding because that is the most important subject. But when your foundation was just hauled to Indiana, how can you rebuild? The Connecticut Sun will undoubtedly need more than a few motivational speeches and fresh plays to turn this situation around. We were aware last season that they were gone, leaving a squad in disarray with an unclear future. This type of drama is unavoidable, and it's all taking place in front of our eyes in the WNBA. You may believe that the Fever was fortunate to secure a coach during the Suns' upheaval, but what if this was all a part of a larger scheme? In addition to being a homecoming, Stephanie White's reunion in Indiana has the potential to ignite a basketball revolution. When asked why she desired this job in a recent interview, this action is much more significant than it first appears. What motivated you to accept this position, she said. First and foremost, though, it's home after all. I'm a native of the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers. Let's discuss the reasons for the Indiana Fever's recent century-long robbery. Not every coach is like Stephanie White. Your mouth will drop when you learn about her past with the Fever. Did you know that she was a member of their original squad? That's correct. 2000 since day one, White has been a member of the Fever. Grew up in Indiana, played with the team while in Indiana. Naturally, I was a member of the team when we took home the wnba title. The insane part is about to begin. When the Fever last advanced to the finals, White was present. Are you able to guess which year it was? White wasn't merely observing from the sidelines in 2015. As the team's head coach, she guided them to consecutive trips to the semifinals. White, who has played for the Connecticut Sun for the past 2 seasons, has a stellar track record. Born in Indiana, he excelled at Purdue. From 2011 to 2016, she was also a member of the Fever's coaching staff, serving as head coach for the latter 2 years of that tenure. She spent 4 seasons playing for the team as well, but it gets better. White is quite familiar with Indiana basketball. She is more than a coach. As a coach and player who has been a part of the Fever's history for more than 20 years, she is essentially a legend there. You cannot purchase it. The best thing, in my opinion, is that I have played in the WNBA for 25 years. After working on both sides of it in the coaching room and the media, you may be asking what makes her she's really unique, and let me tell you, she has a history. White guided the Fever to a 5-5-2-5 record during her final tenure as head coach, which will astound you. It's more than just good. That's good enough for a title. White was 25-55. Prior to her return to the WNBA, she made 2 consecutive appearances in the Sun, winning WNBA Coach of the Year in 2023. What was the Fever's strategy for executing the largest coaching steal in WNBA history? It's easy. They were fully aware of the situation. White is more than just an excellent coach. She has a place in the history of Indiana basketball. Kelly Klaus coughed, according to Kelly Krauskopf. In a statement, as a former player and a member of our championship coaching staff, Stephanie is a vital part of this team, so I am well acquainted with her exceptional basketball intelligence and leadership style. No one, in my opinion, is more qualified to guide a team of players to the next level or has a deeper understanding of our culture. It's unbelievable that she's not simply returning. White isn't just coming for her salary, she's coming home to receive this. She has unresolved matters with this group. Recall White's 2015 finals appearance. He isn't content with simply reaching the finals. She understands just how to achieve her goal of winning everything. The Indiana Fever are once again led by Stephanie White, who was their coach the last time they advanced to the championships. So guys, this is a huge one. However, this is where things start to get interesting. White, whose name is Caitlin Clark, possesses a secret weapon. Indeed, one of the most promising prospects in WNBA history is now partnered with White's experience in nurturing emerging talent. Just think of the possibilities this collaboration could bring, as she explains in her interview. I've been following Caitlin Clark's journey for years, White added. Yes, I did talk to Caitlin last night, and I believe it was just general enthusiasm. I've been seeing Caitlin play since she was in the 8th grade, you know. It was a thrilling period for me when I was coaching in the college room and covering her games. I'm thrilled to work with her and this youthful group. White is returning to Indiana with more than just her defensive coaching expertise. She is contributing a winning culture, a strong spirit of competition, and a profound comprehension of what drives this team. She seems to have never left, but now she's returning stronger than before. This squad will play excellent defense. She will have this team playing true defense next season, which is something that the Fever occasionally lacked. Additionally, I don't anticipate many of the absurd things that cause timeouts in inappropriate places. So basketball aficionados, fasten your seatbelts. With Stephanie White leading the way and Caitlin Clark waiting in the wings, the Indiana Fever just executed the coaching move of the century and are still going strong. You won't want to miss a second of this team's impending transformation into the WNBA's most thrilling show, I promise. But wait, the best part is about to begin. Some rookies require some time to get used to the big leagues. However, Caitlin Clark isn't your typical rookie. Here's the kicker: she has something planned that will completely upend the WNBA. She and Coach White have a strange bond. Did you know that the number 22 was worn by each of them? Yes, they did discuss destiny. For the Indiana Fever, you wore number 22, which has some really amazing symmetry. Perhaps it's too soon to tell, but you might be coaching the final player to go wherever 22 for Indiana Fever. That's really awesome. It's awesome. When they posted that today, I noticed it struck me as unusual. Of course, number 22 is much better for her. She is far more adept at hitting the ball into the hole, okay? Let's address the most pressing issue. Caitlin Clark is poised to become a major force in the WNBA. She's terrific, you may say, but can she truly dominate at the professional level? You're going to be shocked, so prepare yourself. Here's the thing, Clark has more than just talent. She has something to prove, and she has a grudge. Recall all the records she broke while attending college, including this one. She is now prepared to demonstrate her abilities on the greatest platform, as that was only a warm-up. The way that Clark fits in with White's coaching method is more important than just her talent set. Like peanut butter and jelly, the two Batman, Robin, Jordan, and Pippen are a basketball team made in heaven, and Caitlin Clark's admiration for White is evident. Throughout college, she has undoubtedly called many of my games, and she simply has an amazing basketball mentality, in my opinion. Her work as a college game caller has been excellent. Although it has been enjoyable to watch her at NBA games, I believe that she has been a trailblazer. To be honest, I believe she has consistently encouraged me to improve my game. She has always been quite encouraging, and it has been enjoyable to chat with her at shoots during my time in college. What, therefore, makes them such a good fit? White has been watching Clark play since 8th grade, so it all boils down to that. Isn't it amazing that everyone else is now simply following Clark's lead? White has been in the spotlight for years, and here is the bizarre bond between Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark that nobody discusses. They both have an uncontrollable need to succeed. White herself said that. The only thing Clark wants is to play and win, and I'm excited to coach athletes like that. It's more than just coach talk. That is an authentic bond between two basketball enthusiasts.